happened in the world of crypto? Well, here to talk with me about this is Peter Gantner, Corey Moran, and Dawn Clifton from True Badger. Everyone, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great, Peter and Corey and Dawn. We're glad to have you. As we mentioned in our last show, we said we were going to focus not so much on the news of the day, but on the terms of the day. What are the terms that people need to know as they think about investing in crypto? So I'm eager to have this exercise, Peter.
Yeah, well, we're excited about it too, because I mean, I think that's one of the things when you get involved in a new space that prevents people from being able to accelerate. They hear a term that they don't quite know, makes them feel uncomfortable, and they back away. And so we're hoping that what we can do is at least take some of the bigger terms that are being used and then explain to people what they are. These are going to be brief, descriptions of them, right? The definitions of them. And what we'll do is as we go through them, we'll phonetically, spell them out so you know what you're looking for. Also, we've created a document that we can attach to the show notes, and then they can go back and reference them. And the document that we have has a lot more terms. All we'll cover today are some of the general ones. And I think probably the first one we should probably cover, and I'll ask Corey, what does FUD mean?
FUD is FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it's something that is used strategically and sometimes not strategically, but it's used in the crypto space to cause panic, really, create the dip in the market, in the token, spreading falsities, so-and-so on the corporate team has left, not true. We better sell our token. And then come to find out they created FUD only to get in at a lower price and then sell off at a higher price. So fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Back to you, bud.
And I think some of it could be like, right, China banning mining, right? It was a real event, but people get fearful that it might harm the long term of the token. And then they sell off only to find out that the rest of the world, because it's a network, picked up the slack and now they're running more transactions than ever before, right? The network was able to repair itself, provide the value that is there. So the fear was really not warranted on that side of it. Dawn, what's
Peter,
your
actually, before you go on, just an interruption. How do you know when you've been FUDed? Like, is there a way to check?
I think the first thing that I usually do is when news comes up is go onto the internet and see what the source is that the news is coming from. Is it coming from somebody on Twitter that's just tweeting, or is it coming from a legitimate news source? And then also not just one news source, right? One news source can get it wrong. What you want to do is cross the news sources. So go out to 2 or 3 or 4 different news sources. If CNN has picked it up and Google's picked it up and Yahoo's picked it up, then there's a chance, because it's been triangulated through 3 different news organizations, that it's real news. But then what you need to look at is what would be the long-term effect of the news? Is it truly devastating, or is it still something that is temporary that has a fix and part of it? And I think part of the power of the blockchain, cryptocurrency, why this is so important is it's not a centralized, it's like if a hack happens with a centralized corporation, that could have long-lasting effect, like the oil, right? The deal with the hack that happened with the oil company on the East Coast. For weeks, people ran out of it. Because cryptocurrency and the blockchain is a network, what happens is when one portion of that network goes down, the rest of the network can pick up that slack. And I think that was something that was definitely proven with the whole shutting down of mining. It was like within days, the rest of everyone else said, well, they don't want to mine, we'll mine, right? And then picked up that slack.
Okay. That's helpful. I interrupted your train of thought.
Yeah, definitely. It's, this is important stuff, because again, if you sell at the wrong time and you buy at the wrong time, you're never going to make any money. You're never going to get a return on your investment. You have to buy at the right time and sell at the right time. And that's hard for a lot of people to do, because they fear is what's driving their decision, not sitting down and thinking about it, right? The software that we're building looks at what the whales are doing, right? These are whales, which is another term we can cover right here. Whale is a major holder in any cryptocurrency or any token. So it's somebody who has enough tokens to have them an effect on if they sold off all their tokens, right? So 1%, 2, 3% of the tokens would be somebody who's a whale. And what you want to be able to look at, if you can, and we are building software to help do that, is the whales on that token selling, or is it the everyday holders? The whales are usually the most informed people. It's happened in Wall Street throughout time, right? The insiders that know the inside information are the ones that are able to make better decisions. They have analysts and all this stuff that are getting them the information. And then the retail investor who's just doing it off of emotion are usually the ones that get punished in that sense. So whale is our next term, and that is a large cryptocurrency holder of that token that you're in or looking at getting involved with or a part of. Dawn, what do you do when you hodl?
Hodl's a very good thing. So basically the definition, well, first the spelling is HODL. It was kind of a flip on the word hold, right? It was accidentally a misspelling, actually, if you want to look up how it happened. But HODL is meant to encourage people not to impulsively sell when their cryptocurrency drops dramatically or rises to become highly profitable to sell. It's just an acronym for hold on for dear life, is how it started. You'll often see the term in various crypto forums and social media circles. We use it a lot. We want people to hold on, long term to the token. It builds value. It helps in a lot of ways. So.
And a lot of projects will incentivize people to hold, right? Whether with True Badger Reflection or with staking, or incentives for discounts on products or use of products in order for you to hold, because it's an important feature. When you're holding tokens, they're out of circulation, they're not being traded on that purpose, and that allows to help generate a higher market cap, more value for the company and for the token holders. So that is a great one. Speaking of misspellings, there's a huge one. As a matter of fact, you'll see it behind me here, SAFU-fied, which is one of the new projects that we're working on to protect investors and protect projects. SAFU was another one that was a misspelling, and you'll hear this a lot in it, and you're going to go, what the heck is SAFU? And I know you're going to, because I did. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Well, CZ, which is one of the founders of Binance.com, he's the one that founded it. It's the largest exchange in the world. They had a hack, and he was writing to all the Binance people that were involved with it, and he meant to say your funds are safe. Instead, he misspelled and put SAFU. We put a U on instead of the E, and it has stuck and it has grown into basically meaning, and this is SAFU. So instead of the E, it's the U, and it essentially means that it's safe. Your project is safe. Your funds are safe. The smart contract is safe. So it just means safety and security in the space. Now, I will say this. Scammers will use this term, and they'll use the term that the project is SAFU, and also to give confidence in people to get involved to only scam. So most of this stuff that we're talking about, the term is great and it'll give you an indication, but then you need to look under that surface and dig in and say, is it really safe? They're saying it's safe, but is it really safe? And how have they safeguarded that side of it? Let's see. What's a DAO, guys?
DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization.
And that is spelled DAO, right?
DAO, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what's the features of it, buddy? What makes a DAO special?
Well, it's basically a community governance. It's community vote. It's the use of, I don't even know if you want to incorporate this, but it's the use of multi-sig wallets. It's the use of an extra kind of way to SAFU a project. It's all decentralized. There's no central one core running decisions. There's a voting process in place for the community governments to have a say in decisions that are done in different projects. And what's interesting, Peter, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, is the recent news for DAOs in the United States.
That it's that there's actually a filing. We've talked about on a couple shows. Wyoming now has it where you can put a DAO together. And so if for people that are on here, a DAO is a type of structure, a formation that is put around a token project, which if you know stocks, of course, this channel is about investing. So stockholders are S and C corps, members are LLCs. And essentially in a DAO, it's the members of the community, which is represented by being a token holder, that are the owners of that entity. So that's really what makes up the DAO and allows for them to identify who are the owners of it, who have a decision-making ability. And a DAO is a broader sense. So in most corporations, you have CEOs and you have management that make the decisions. Shareholders can vote on some issues. But in a DAO, the community is way more involved in the day-to-day decision makings and the direction that the project is heading in. I'm excited about DAOs because it allows for people with even just a few dollars to purchase some tokens and then have an ownership issue in the entire project. So as successful as the project becomes, they get to be a part of that success. Let's talk about exchanges and wallets, guys. These are another big confusion point that are out there, right? I hear people say, "Oh, I have a Coinbase wallet, and my funds are on Coinbase," right? Or when you start mentioning decentralized and centralized, what's the difference of those? So let's jump into that conversation. So there are two types of exchanges right now that are out in the marketplace. There are centralized exchanges like Binance, Gate.io. These are exchanges that are started by individuals. They have shareholders and stockholders, whatever corporate structure that they've put together, and they provide the ability for you to go on their thing, deposit a crypto or buy fiat through them, and then put that into crypto, and then you're trading. But you do not have control of your own assets. It's like a brokerage account, right? You've given your money to Morgan Stanley or whoever, and they're holding it for you and they're doing the investing and they're moving it for you. That's a centralized exchange. So all of your funds, even though you'll see your account, they're sitting in that exchange's wallet. And then you have decentralized exchanges, which are open marketplaces, which do not have necessarily ownership. Some are DAOs. They're set up as DAOs or foundations. And on a decentralized exchange, you're holding your assets in your own wallet. And Corey's going to explain to you guys the wallet side of things here in a second. But you're holding them in your own wallet, and you're simply going out to a marketplace where individuals have provided liquidity to that market. And then when you sell into that marketplace, it's going to come back out. So the DEX is DEX. That's a decentralized exchange. And a centralized exchange is CEX. That's the way you'll see it represented. And that represents the centralized exchange. Corey, can you explain to them the wallet side of things?
Yeah, basically a wallet is like a bank account. Basically, you have an address, a wallet address that you can send, receive, transfer funds with your cryptocurrency, your digital assets. It's really like a designated storage place. So it could be online, it could be offline, and it can be on a physical device known as cold storage or there's different companies. I don't need to name any companies, but you can actually store your crypto on a physical device that you disconnect from the internet. So that's basically it. I mean, you've got multiple different wallets, many different wallets out there. Many of them, the difference really is the fees they charge, the convenience, the user friendliness of it. And most of the times you just have to weigh out, what works best for you and your situation. So that's pretty much it on the wallets.
So Don, I want to get a wallet. Where am I going to go and find my wallet? Am I just going to Google online and go to random websites, or what's the process for going through a wallet? And maybe mention a couple of the wallets, because there may be some people on here that right now do not have a wallet. They want to get a wallet. Right. And then we can also lead them to, if they want to learn how to get a wallet, we can help them with that process.
Right, absolutely. So you definitely just don't want to search Google. For me, I would go to the project I want to get involved in, right? And I would look at what they're guiding me to do. For instance, True Badger on our website, we guide you to Trust Wallet or MetaMask. And those are very secure. We use them in our own daily crypto life. And you definitely just want to be careful when you're just looking for a wallet. I would definitely get involved in a community of the token that you're looking to be a part of and let them guide you. Obviously, there's a lot of scammers out there. You want to be very, very careful. You just never want to connect your wallet randomly to anything. You always want to have guidance. So it's so important, to be in a group of people who really want to help you and care about you and won't lead you astray. So I'll just throw that out there. There's a lot of hard wallets too. So Corey mentioned that. And those are kind of nice too, because they can be connected to the web and interact with online exchanges, such as Coinbase and what have you. But they can also be used as cold storage. And cold storage is just not connected to the internet. It keeps your crypto safe. It's away from any connectivity or internet activity, and it just kind of stores it for you. So,
well, I think a perfect way is on the cold storage or the leaving it online is what is your intention? If you're purchasing crypto to hold and you say, hey, I'm not going to touch this for 3 to 5 years, I want to see where it's going to go, then cold storage is probably a great way to do that, right? Pull it offline, keep it safe, make sure you don't lose the device, right? But then keep that safe. And then the online wallets are for stuff that you may want to get in and out of on that side. I would say that the best way to acquire a wallet, especially if you're using your phone, is from the Apple Store or the Android Store. Do not go to Galaxy Store or some other odd place to do that. Make sure you are in the Apple Store because they are doing the vetting to make sure that those are the legitimate ones. If you're going to do MetaMask, it's metamask.io. Trust Wallet, do not put Trust Wallet on your desktop, okay? They only have a phone version of Trust Wallet. You're going to get that through the Apple, and you're going to get that through there. Now, if you want it on your desktop, you can connect your Trust Wallet and your MetaMask wallet together. Now, if you really want to know how to do this and you're feeling uncomfortable with it, we do have live Zoom rooms. You can go to True Badger Official on Telegram, put that in there, it'll pull it up. And then when you go to the bottom, you hit the / and just put support in there. And that will lead you to one of our Zoom rooms where somebody face-to-face on a Zoom can walk you through getting a wallet set up. And this is not necessary for you to purchase True Badger tokens. We want to help people get into the space correctly, and we want to help them get started. So if you do need help, we're definitely here to help.